Welcome back to Time Served, the channel again, so you don't have to. And Boyd, oh Boyd, finally we get a hammer drop with this dope with a long criminal past and a father of God knows how many. This guy decides to let his underage child learn how to drive in a vehicle that he had stolen. Judge Boyd does not take too kindly to this. Like and subscribe, set your notifications to all. Let's roll, nerds.
Then nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Gonzalez, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. How old are you?
33.
Are you married?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
13.
What are their ages?
23, 22, 20, 18, 16, 15,
And
14, 12, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Are they all your biological children?
8 of them are.
And what are their ages? What are their ages?
For the biological,
Biological.
the 23, 22, 20, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And are you currently employed?
Yes.
How were you employed?
With local Union 67 sheet metal.
And what do you do?
We do AC sheet metal
Okay.
commercial.
Are you accepting responsibility for your actions?
I am.
Are you asking the court to grant you probation?
I am.
Why are you asking the court to grant you probation?
I have responsibilities. Oh, I messed up. It shouldn't have happened, but it did. And it couldn't allow it to be something that's going to affect the rest of the kids as well.
and I'm so sorry, could you speak up?
Hi,
I'm having
sorry.
problems hearing you.
Sure, next to the mic.
Why I want the probation, why I'm asking for the probation is I did slip up. It was something that shouldn't have happened. But as for my rest of my children, I really need to be that role model for them and not allow something like this to happen again.
And have you been on probation before?
Yes, years ago.
And were you successful on probation?
No, I walked out on it.
And how is this time will be different?
I was younger and I wasn't ready for responsibilities, and I'm trying to be very responsible now.
And did you learn the consequences of not complying with terms and conditions of probation?
Yes.
That's the witness, Jennifer.
State.
Hello, Mr. Gonzalez. My name is Lorna Espinosa. I'm from the stage. You just testified with your defense attorney that you have learned from your past. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
How can we talk, or how can you assure this court that you've done that when you picked up 3 new cases since the last time you were on release?
It was, like I said, it was slip up with something that shouldn't have happened. Going through a lot and helping raise kids that my wife can continue to say that it's not mine. I'm still trying to be there for my kids, even my ones that aren't biological. I raise them as my own. And though we have our hiccups in our marriage, I try not
All right, excuse me. We're in the middle of a hearing. Please do not walk in front of the parties. All right, you may continue.
I'm sorry. How is this different? I'm together from the office.
And then on the instant offense, the unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, do you remember that date, August 6th?
From last week,
Yes, sir.
this is the band thing.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay, and you gave a statement to the PSI officer about the event, correct?
Yes.
And you remember advising the PSI officer that it was your son, Luis, that was operating the vehicle, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you said that he had to drop off a backpack, correct?
Yeah.
And do you remember being Mirandized by the police officer on August 6th?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember all that.
And you remember how you told the officer at the time that you were teaching Luis to drive?
I already had taught Luis how to drive, that's why he had learned. But when all that had happened, yes, it was somewhat similar to that.
So why did you give 2 different accounts of the events that occurred?
I'm trying to remember it all because it's been over a while, but yes.
So which is accurate?
He already had learned how to drive. Because when we had a vehicle, before all this had happened, he knew how to drive. but at the same time, it's like we can always learn more, and it wasn't something that I should have been doing in a vehicle like that, but that's what it was.
And you understand that wasn't y'all's vehicle, correct?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So how can you be a good role model to your children when you're having him essentially be a party to this criminal
And
actions?
that's why I said like that was something where I slipped up on that shouldn't have did. And because of all this right here, it's like it really opened my eyes to where it's not something I should be allowing for any of the other kids to be going through it as well.
I see. No further questions.
Any other questions?
No, yeah.
Anything else you would like to say?
No, no.
All right, I'll hear a brief argument.
Judge, we're opposed to the application. We ask that you sentence to 4 years in the prison. Mr. Gonzalez has extensive criminal history. He has 3 felony convictions and 9 misdemeanor convictions. Of the 3 times he's been on probation, he was revoked twice, and then once he did successfully complete probation, so I will give him that and concede that. However, Judge, he continues to victimize the community, therefore we ask that you deny his application.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. McClann is 43-year-old. He has a lot of children he needs to take care of, some biological, some are not. He's married. He's responsible for his family and for his wife. He's employed. He has taken responsibility for his actions, and he's pleading for mercy from the court to grant
Do you mind if I
probation.
ask your client a question?
Excuse me?
Do you mind if I ask your client a question?
No, yeah.
Why would you allow your son either to learn how to drive or practice how to drive on a vehicle that you know is stolen?
It was a for that day, like, it isn't something I would want for anybody to be doing or.
No, I mean, I know
advice.
you're saying that now, but I'm like, why would you do that?
At that given day, like, I just had a lot going on, like me and my wife arguing and everything, and it doesn't excuse it, but it's just a dumb mistake that I did on my part. It really is.
I don't think probation is appropriate for you. One, this is a state jail felony, but it's been enhanced,
Yes,
so it's a 3rd-degree felony. You did 20 days in 2002 for an assault. You did 6 months in jail in 2003. In 2006, you did 5 months and 10 days in jail for burglary of a vehicle. And there were 2 of those cases. One was dismissed. In 2006, you did 3 months and 10 days in jail for an assault bodily injury. And that was in May. In December 2006, you did 30 days for a theft case. In 2007, you did 40 days for a failure to ID. And then in 2007, in May, you were placed on 2 years probation for burglary of a vehicle that was revoked. Do you know at one time burglary of a vehicle was a felony? So you only did 6 months for that. 2008, you had an assault case, bodily injury merit. You did 55 days in jail. You had a failure to identify and evading arrest, detention, and driving while intoxicated. Those cases were dismissed because they say you were convicted for something else. And so I'm not going to consider those. 2018, you had a criminal trespass of a habitation or shelter. You did 96 days in the jail for that. 2019, you had an obstruction of a highway intoxication, which means that they proceeded on an obstruction of highway instead of DWI.
yes, ma'am.
2008, you had an evading arrest detention. You did 1 year in the state jail facility. You also had a theft of a vehicle. Those sentences will run concurrently. 2010, you were on parole for an assault, choking, strangulation. You did 8 years for that, and then you were on parole for it. And then you have some assault cases where the complainant waived prosecution. And now we're here for theft of a vehicle and unauthorized use of a vehicle. And according to the stipulations, the person went in the store, they came back, their vehicle was gone. And how old were you when you committed this offense?
Just last year,
All right, and so how old were you last year?
42.
All right. So I don't think you're appropriate. And so the court is finding you guilty. As previously stated, the enhancement is true. Based upon your plea are true and states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court is going to sentence you to the 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine. There's to be no contact with the complainant, and there's to be no residing in households with minors. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
All right, because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question on what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Maybe you have heard one of the TIC dismissals, the other show's closed already.
Thank you.